ke ga nan jai babun no
Oh, okay.
mostly ne da ne da bi ga sunno tule YouTube no ga ke su guba no ke su yan isa makwan no be na genui so e ga mi ga mi agina ade is there any organization individual kashi a group of people na je fund the movement so na kashi adia.
It's a very, very important question.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi jama'a je ku be kazo ne ku be laje ku be gide ku be lozi be lokacin dole ga video man dole ga dana ken dole ke su ne shi wali na su ne ga alisiak iga ji da ne je la shiri je biya ka kan eti e moment ta alisiak no mi de e ga nchi koko shabon no na mi ga wala introduction ya ji.
Okay, okay, means introduction.
Introduction meaning OGS.
Na mi wona ga e ga nchi ko na so mi ga to let me wait for
Kojo ya ko.
Gaskiya wa jimiya.
Okay, ga nchi ko ne je dan da.
First of all, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sunami Ibrahim Usman Wali.
Okay.
Bila chimiyo although mina bugami
go bizo
bila chimiyo daga mi waliyo na
daga mi wali da ne ke da
to mi wali ne ke na gaskiya amma ya ji alolo
ya ji alolo
fa ji alolo grocery masallacin ciko insha Allah. So this is just my humble background. Really nothing more.
Okay. Okay. So question ya ba cin ga ya bi nan we advocacy ya good governance na we je kamin dole na zan dole ke we be yina shin ki na inspire wona ko kuma ki ko me ga ki passion na behind ya advocacy ya good governance na we je na dole ke we be yina
to lugade first of all mean use it tonga honorable again wannan nayi shi
a shiga honorable nage nuka ga
nayi shiga tun biyo
a shiga
so but the reality is zando cije yuga advocacy zando cije yuga career zando cije yuga human rights crusader amma dai wadda ga cin lege ko daga fanniya musulunci ko ya addini generally ko daga fanniya constitution injiga career na wagawa jijinjina out of love ko passion duty yo etun yo masha Allah etun yo yide choice a dole yo so ko daga responsibility la ko ya ilimi ko ewo ko ya zaji ko network wa je duty for you to serve the people. So injiga advocacy ko obviously these are words that we use to express what it is. Outside of it responsibility you dole say you go chin kai machiwa is what ginga. So injiga yes, me the passion for good governance and constitutionalism, doing things the right way, due process. Ama injiga passion which ga shizo guy reason no to go me recognize me the opportunities, the advantages, the privileges. I went to school and it was difficult even for a lot of people to go to school. A lot of people cannot go to school. So I recognize the privilege. So all these privileges are not advantages for me, but it is about what you are able to make impact on the wider society. So but apart from that, in the culture, let me grow. Exactly. Dad me was a lawyer, although he worked with the state government. He was a state council. My uncle, Alhaji Muhammad Wali, Alhaji Wali, exactly. And I got family, we are two things: politicians and manji. Exactly. So we try to combine both, and so and my brother, so Anif Wali, he's doing this thing. In fact, I work hard. I'm there for the people, but people like him now, Anif Wali, they are doing this off camera.
Never out to ever care. Aje ba onu gushi.
When cases times 2 times 3 of the cases, I'm out to when exactly. So duty you injiga and even me call opportunity you call injiga ba ni ko because you are the media class, but we have been doing this. I think we have removed people out of prison for the 45 years in my practice. If minimum, let's be modest, let's say 50. Lokoja, Abuja, Lagos, so Kano, Kaduna. So Bani they were joined. Bani were joined to come and serve at home. Now that is why you see that it feels as if the prominence for clouds, but media houses dabba ko praise dabba ko clouds dabba inshallah wale inshallah.
Okay. So question na mi aga mi agile guru na cases naji ki aga yau naji tula ga gabon no sarai da ci babon no mi ga babon no ki aga nan jai babon no mostly ne da biyo ga sunno tula youtube no ga ki su guban no cases yan isa ma kwan no be na genui so e ga mi aga mi agina ade is there any organization individual kashi a group of people na je fund the movement so na kashi adia?
No, it's a very, very important question. But kafin case na genu be Isamakwe, I just finished here Senator Natasha.
What you Senator Natasha?
Senator Natasha against the Senate.
Against
and we got the Senate here. You know, the Senate is a very strong institution. And there is no, you can't out money them or out resource them. You understand? And even Senator Natasha did not pay me one kobo. It's simply to you gotta evaluate, you gotta analyze in case, in public cases, we try to be where the law is. We try to be where the people is. So we saw that Kai, she's with the people in terms of the fact of the case. You cannot suspend the senator arbitrarily. And if we don't fight for her, then it is affected. It's not just about her, but the wider culture, the wider people. So in Jigan, and there's any organization or anybody that would, but obviously, wagacha, and you start and you're on the journey, organizations and people are support to it. Like Isamokwa, for example, Hope Behind Bars, they were our is a support be posty, Amnesty International support be posty, say Baba. We saw he supports with posts and even with his money, because sometimes you send 10,000 naira feeding, 15,000 naira, all this small. So, but in but for example, a lot of people in Bida, especially a lot of youth politicians have been taking interest. Abdullah Sadiq Bida, I didn't even know that he was contesting, but he called me and he took interest. Abubakar Mohammed Abakon as well. He called me, but they are more interested in, how to secure his bail. You can support however you want to support, but the court process is, may look interfere court process, but a lot of people are supporting. Even the former chairman, he called me, even though the APC
former chairman
in support, even though me and APC are cat and dog. APC, but I have to say, but in terms of general support,
to make this clear, but I'm chafele ban choga people be APC katarat na actually ko we dey ji ya jin APC kanwan not knowing ko eza APC bona ji na ji kya ga bona ji ai direct channel na ji war kana na ci ga
you were allow opportunity and so that mama ni be APC katarat I'm not missing my words. In fact, the reverse is the case. Ades as APC bona, I feel like okay, they are good people.
That is what I want to.
The umbrella itself, I don't think that it can produce any good governance in Nigeria at any point in time. I was never but even when before APC came in, I was also a critic against the PDP.
Okay.
So it's not as if it's APC or the color of their logo. It's about your performance. I came in to beat that from Mina. Look at the road. How many years? 10 years, 12 years. Trailers at 1 million. And we have federal representative members. The House of Assembly members. House of Assembly members. South, North. Because they don't. Yes, but I mean, the citadel of the administrative office itself. But what have they done? They don't even represent the people. Amadi, let us not go into politics fully because I'm also a politician. I was always a politician. In fact, we are all politicians one way or the other. Political participation is a must for every single person, every citizen. But because some people feel like at the purity, they are pure, and politics is too dirty. So but what Ahmad reality is affect your parents and you. So what the choice are. So if you feel like you are pure enough, then come and purify it instead. Come and purify it, and it is so that is what inspires cases like this. For example, and again, for example, it also traces back to freedom to participate, because if we do not support him now, somebody who has maybe the vision of how to change Bida and Niger State, because against the ruling party, and anything might happen, this would be his fate. So we have to protect that. So it is bigger than Nagenu himself. Likewise, Isamakwa, his goes to freedom of expression. We are not protecting Isamakwa or because Isamakwa is Isamakwa. It is the freedom of expression behind the prosecution. So there is a wider umbrella for why we do what we do. Amadi, there are a lot of organizations that are supporting, but it is still a U Wali law firm, and it is still us who decide to do what we do together with the people. So it's just a movement for the people. You and I, the everyday people, the civil servant, the security guard, the market men, market women, out of school children, graduates, employed, unemployed, all of it, the everyday people, to show that
it is for we the people.
Exact, mashallah, summarize,
okay. So question ya goes wani mi aga ya gini mi ebo ila on bakangi. Ila on bakangi. Professional role model eba ozi yuncha. Ebo na minde kiyo gaga na weje patara na wada di role model. No waga zan ka he has done well in this aspect. So to go follow your footstep we kya you want imitate your footstep.
Question it's a very complicated question for me, because me the single role model for different aspects, for different reasons. The likes of, for example, let's say Gani Fawemi, for example, he's a lawyer to the people. To that extent, he's my role model. But that doesn't mean I agree with his politics, for example. So I might have a different role model when it comes to political ideology. Amade, if there is one person, this is my role model now.
In all aspects.
In all aspects, it will be Abraham Lincoln, which is quite funny because it takes us back to the democratic America, because I'm a Democrat. So Abraham Lincoln, he was a lawyer of the people and a successful politician as a Democrat. So he was able to successfully mix both, because he understood, and he was able to lay the foundation for the constitutional democracy that we know America to be today. So Endoro Foundation was my father, Alhaji Wali, for example, for how he takes care of the community. When it comes to serving the community itself,
serving the people also.
My own family are my role model. My brother as well, Hanif, is also one of my role models, because he teaches me the importance of serving people when nobody is watching. I don't know if you understand. When nobody is watching. But my close allies and associates, they are also my role models, because they also show me that, okay, even though we might not have enough in terms of resources or in terms of certifications, we'll put our body and mind. They follow me around with Isak's case. It's not as if I pay them.
I
mean, and they didn't pay and some of them are married, some of them have their jobs. So it's not as if they don't have something else to do. But they recognize where we are trying to go. So the people are my role model as well. But in the Nigerian politics, they are maybe if we say Aminu Kano, for example, of PRP, NEPU, okay, I was fond of him a lot, because At all times, he spoke the people's pulse. He was with the people. You know, he was for the people. He was known to be with and for the people.
Okay.
But Enela Michilu as my total and complete role model, and because his politics is for Agantelakawa. But me, my politics is inshallah. I eradicating sunan na matalakawa. Talakawa masu masu gari. Inshallah, ngala micha model politics me
direct,
because we are trying to move from that stereotype. And we believe that inshallah we can get to where we don't even have every single human being in Nigeria. Exactly. You know, they can take care of their basic necessities, basic needs. But in terms of where our passion lies, I think Aminu Kano is the closest to Nnamdi Azikiwe as well. Is one leader.
Dr. Nnamdi.
To both political philosophy, Ziki's political ideology, you know, insistence, okay, nationalism, you know, Africanism, you know, even though even his own people, he suffered, you know, with them because they felt like he should, you know, be more concerned about his religion, but he felt like, okay, as long as your neighbor is not in the same, you know, tune as you know, they balance which you are, and I agree with him, because it's a politics, you know, of the people, regardless of region, regardless of religion, regardless of ethnicity. And that is what we try to do. So these are the people that I look up to. Amade, in terms of a single role model, I doubt, especially in the Nigerian, you know, look, there's no result now.
Only result, yeah.
There's no result to say that, okay, you show me there's no result, and we cannot say, but there are examples. You know, as a human being, you can only do your best. You lay the brick, somebody will come, will build on it. So what we are doing currently, you know, because a lot of people are it is so that the people who are watching, the people after us can, you know, come up with that courage. But we know exactly, but it's a pressure, you know, you receive, but I will not be deterred, inshallah.
So ashodi za na uga luga bila unga mibo dane andoro kada wangu ne chike ko barista wale abisun wa
wani gadi gaskiya amma sai dai uga jakuri because the process
ngami aga ili clear dane kada wangu chike barista wale asun wa una kyo go de ko barista wale de da wangu sun wa o de gadi gaskiya
in fact you find us that you got put exactly only kada wangu wa you got be aga you must satisfy ga wangu so we will stay for the
okay. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.